Black rain falling on a silver street, slow drums breathing underneath. Your voice came floating through the neon haze like a prayer from a dangerous place. You stood alone where the blue lights bend, a broken angel with a velvet end. Your lips were quiet but your eyes confessed every secret underneath that dress. The piano moved like the shadows slow, soft little chords from a world below. I felt the bass crawl under my skin, like the night was asking me to sin. You sing so high, like the moon has learned to cry, and I fall too deep where the lonely lovers sleep. You're a siren under black rain, calling my heart by its first name. Pull me close where the cold inside, kiss me once then teach me goodbye. You're a siren under black rain, sweet as heaven, sharp as pain. I know the dark is swallowing me, but your voice is where I wanna be. The smoky sighs cry down the empty hall, like it knew I would lose it all. Your hands were warm with a midnight grace, but thunder lived behind your face. You said don't love what you can't keep, and smile like trouble, soft and deep. I should've listened, I should've gone, but the night kept playing your favorite song. And you move so slow, like a secret nobody knows. And I stayed too long, wrapped inside your haunted song. You're a siren under black rain, calling my heart by its first name. Pull me close where the cold winds sigh, kiss me once then teach me goodbye. You're a siren under black rain, sweet as heaven, sharp as pain. I know the dark is swallowing me, but your voice is where I wanna be. If the morning finds me gone, let the record keep spinning on. Every scar will hum your tune underneath the fading moon. Black rain fading on a silver street. No more drums underneath my feet, but somewhere deep in the midnight blue, I still hear the dark singing you. Yeah. Last time the window rain on the glass, your shadow moves like a secret past. Blue smoke rising where the streetlights fade. I hear your name in the silence we made. Slow steps echo on the marble floor. I left my heartbeat outside your door. Piano whispers in a minor key, like every lie you ever told to me. Your eyes were silver cold and white, a little heaven with a blade inside. I should've run when the night turned red, but I stayed dancing with the ghost instead. And I know danger was secret in the middle of the night. Kiss me where the smoke and the sorrow collide. I'm your midnight siren, your beautiful crime. Pull me under slow, let the bassline breathe. I'll be the poison that you still believe. No one has to know where the lonely hearts hide. Hold me in the dark after midnight. Sensual, crying from a room upstairs like it knows the weight of unanswered prayers. Your hands were warm, but your soul was rain. Sweet like mercy, sharp like pain. I wear the silence like a black silk dress. Every little scar is a soft confession. If love is trouble, let it take its time. I've got forever in a glass of wine. Oh, every touch is a slow mistake, but I go, smiling while the moonlight breaks. Hold me in the dark, don't turn on the light. Love me like a secret in the middle of the night. Kiss me where the smoke and the sorrow collide. I'm your midnight siren, your beautiful crime. Pull me under slow, let the bassline breathe. I'll be the poison that you still believe. No one has to know where the lonely hearts hide. Hold me in the dark after midnight. If I disappear with the morning rain, don't speak my name, don't ask me to stay. I was never yours, I was only near a velvet voice in the atmosphere. Dust on the window, rain on the glass. Some loves burn slow, but they never last. Blue smoke rising where the streetlights die. I leave you haunted by my rain slows down on the window. Blue smoke fades in the room. She is standing in the silence like a flower made of moon. Her voice came through the darkness, so thin, so soft, so high, like a silver thread of sorrow hanging from the sky. The piano play one secret, then let the silence stay. A distant sax was breathing from a hallway far away. She wore no kind of mercy, no promise in her eyes, just a cold and quiet beauty that made the night feel alive. And she moves like winter with no need to speak. Every little whisper leaves me beautiful and weak. She is the pendulum at the end of rain, calling me softly through the glass and pane. No fire in her touch, no warmth in her name. Still I would follow her again. She is the pale angel at the end of rain, a frozen little song inside my veins. If love is only smoke beneath the like a heart beneath the floor. Slow drums touched the shadows and disappeared once more. She looked at me so gently, like she knew my lonely sin, and sang a note so fragile it opened everything within. No kiss, no confession, no reason to believe, but a ghostly little melody wrapped its arms around me. And she fades like silver in the cold blue light. I should let her vanish, but I need her in the night. She is a pale angel at the end of rain, calling me softly through the glass and pane. No fire in her touch, no warmth in her name. Still I would follow her again. She is the pale angel at the end of rain, a frozen little song inside my veins. If love is only smoke beneath the moon, let her haunt this empty room. Maybe she was never real, only longing dressed in white. Maybe I was born to feel her shadow every night. Rain has gone from the window, blue smoke sleeps in the room, but I still hear her singing like a flower made of moon. Blue frost on the mirror, no pulse in the room. Her voice came like a halo, made of ice and moon. She stood in the silence, where the smoke would not rise. A pale little vision with midnight in her eyes. The piano fell softly, one note at a time, like snow on a secret, like a prayer after crime. A trumpet was sighing far under the rain, and somewhere a sack full gold remembered my pain. She says a halo made of ice, cold little angel, soft as vice. Every breath a silver chain, every note a velvet pain. She wears a halo made of ice, burning in blue in the empty night. If I follow where she glows, leave my heart beneath the snow. was trembling in played reverb, like light through a window with nobody there. She held a silence with luminous hands. I lost my name where the cold night stands. She wears a halo made of ice, cold little angel, soft as vice. Every breath a silver chain, every note a velvet pain. She wears a halo made of ice, burning blue in the empty night. If I follow where she glows, leave my heart beneath the snow. Maybe she was never mine, only moonlight dressed in sound. Maybe love is just a sign that disappears when touched too loud. Blue frost on the mirror, no pulse in the room. Her voice became a halo, still shining through the gloom. Blue light flickers on the hotel wall. Rain keeps talking through the midnight hall. I hear your footsteps where the shadows lean, soft as a secret, cold as a dream. You came in quiet with a velvet stare, black silk falling through the heavy air. A little smile, but your eyes said more, like you've broken hearts in rooms before. The piano trembled in a minor shade. Your perfume lingered like a slow parade. I tried to leave, but the bassline knew every dark road leads back to you. And you move so slow, like a candle in a thunderstorm. And I fall, I know some kind of beauty was born to war. You're the woman in the smoke tonight, a silver ghost on a neon light. You call my name like a soft mistake, then disappear when my hands away. You're the woman in the smoke so near, a dangerous song in my atmosphere. Love me once, then let me bleed. You're everything I want, not what I need. with the night again. You're the woman in the smoke tonight, a silver ghost under neon light. You call my name like a soft mistake, then disappear when my hands away. You're the woman in the smoke so near, dangerous song in my atmosphere. Love me once, then let me bleed. You're everything I want, not what I need. Maybe you were never meant to stay. Maybe I was only meant to break in the soft blue hour before the dawn. I still feel you when the room is gone. Blue light fades on the hotel wall. Rain stops singing down the midnight hall. But in the silence I still believe the smoke was you coming back to No wind on the avenue, no stars behind the rain, only her white fire calling out my name. She came like a whisper through a room of blue, a face made of moonlight, too cold to be true. The piano touched the darkness, then disappeared again. The trumpet sighed so softly, like it understood the pain. Her voice rose above me, so high, so still, so clear, like heaven in the distance, but never coming near. And she held one note until the night stood still. I felt my heart float against my will. She is white fire in the dark, burning without a spark, a frozen flame, a velvet wound, a ghostly song inside the room. She is white fire in the dark, lighting up my broken heart. If I fall Pale light on the ceiling, no sound in the street. Her voice came down like snowfall and covered everything. She stood where the blue smoke forgot how to rise, with winter on her shoulders and midnight in her eyes. The piano barely answered one chord in the dark. A trumpet sighed behind her like a wound without a mark. She sang so high and slowly, the room forgot to breathe. Every note was velvet, wrapped around a blade beneath. And I knew so quietly there was no way back. She was light above me in a world turning black. She sings the ice bloom serenade, soft as a kiss that cannot stay. Cold little flower in the midnight air, calling my name from nowhere. She sings the ice bloom serenade, every breath a silver flame. I don't need the morning light, let me disappear tonight. The drums are only shadows, dust beneath the floor. The bassline came like breathing, then vanished at the door. A saxophone was crying far beyond the rain, like it knew the kind of beauty that leaves a holy pain. She never moved toward me, she never said goodbye, but her voice held me closer than any hand could try. And she rose so slowly on a long held note, like a ghost made of moonlight with fire in her throat. She sings the ice bloom serenade, soft as a kiss that cannot stay. Cold little flower in the midnight air, calling my name from nowhere. She sings the ice bloom serenade, every breath a silver flame. I don't need the morning light, let me disappear tonight. If she is only silence, why do I still hear her name? If she is only darkness, why does she burn like flame? Pale light on the ceiling, no sound in the street. Her voice became the snowfall, still falling over me. voice above the rain, calling through it all. She came in white, almost unseen, a shadow dressed in pale moonbeam. Her eyes were quiet, cold and wide, like winter had nowhere left to hide. The piano spoke in little scars, soft minor chords beneath no stars. A trumpet sighed from far away, then disappeared in blue and gray. She did not touch, she did not plead, still every silence learned to bleed. One note from her, so high, so thin, opened the dark and pulled me in. And she holds the night on a single breath, like love is light and light is death. She is the luminous siren above silence, singing where the frozen shadows go. Every note is velvet violence, falling on my heart so slow. She is the luminous siren above silence, cold enough to make the darkness bloom. If I lose myself inside her brightness, leave me in this midnight room. The drums were dust beneath the floor, a heartbeat heard then heard no more. The bass came softly, almost gone, like breath before the break of dawn. A saxophone in distant haze bent through the smoke in silver waves. Her voice rose higher, still controlled, a burning ice, a holy cold. She smiled like she had never stayed, like every kiss was born to fade. No promise lived behind her name, but I followed every fragile flame. And she moved so still, like a ghost in glass. I lose my will as the hours pass. She is the luminous siren above silence, singing where the frozen shadows go. Every note is velvet violence, falling on my heart so slow. She is the luminous siren above silence, cold enough to make the darkness bloom. If I lose myself inside her brightness, leave me in this midnight room. Hold the note, don't let it die. Let it tremble in the sky. If she fades before the light, I will dream her back tonight. Silver breath on a window pane, no footsteps in the hall, only her voice above the rain, still calling through it all. Midnight is breathing soft on the glass. Your shadow is moving slow through the past. You came like a whisper in black satin rain, a beautiful fever I could not explain. The piano was muted, so tender, so low, like secrets unfolding where lonely hearts go. A saxophone trembled behind your perfume, and every note entered the dark of the room. And I feel you rising like smoke in my chest, so calm, so inviting, so hard to forget. Give me your midnight velvet confession, singing slow with your eyes on mine. Turn my silence into obsession, pour your darkness into wine. Give me your midnight velvet confession, let your voice make the shadows bloom. Hold the note like a soft possession, leave your echo in this room. The brushes kept moving like rain on skin. The bassline was breathing from somewhere within. You sang like a siren, but gentle and deep, every phrase drifting between love and sleep. Your high notes were silver, your low breath was fire, a slow kind of danger, a quiet desire. And your voice keeps climbing with velvet control, a dark little shining inside of my soul. Give me your midnight velvet confession, sing it slow with your eyes on mine. Turn my silence into obsession, pour your darkness into wine. Give me your midnight velvet confession, let your voice make the shadows bloom. Hold the note like a soft possession, leave your echo in this room. Don't wake the morning, don't open the blinds, let the night keep falling over our minds. If this is only longing, let it stay unknown. I would rather be haunted than wake up alone. Give me your midnight velvet confession, sing it slow with your eyes on mine. Turn my silence into obsession, pour your darkness into wine. Give me your midnight velvet confession, let your voice make the shadows bloom. Hold the note like a soft possession, leave your echo in this room. Midnight is fading, rain turns to blue, but deep in the silence, I still hear you. She moved like snow through a room of smoke, a silver breath no one dared to hold. The piano touched one minor chord, and every heart looked toward the door. Her voice rose high where the cold stars sleep, soft as a secret, dark as the deep. She did not sing to be understood, she sang like sorrow finally could. A trumpet sighed from far away, like gold dissolving into gray. The saxophone bent low and thin, like old regret beneath the skin. She loved a man with empty eyes, tucked her tears behind her smile. Walked through the city mile by mile, neon dripping from the rain, like broken diamonds down the pane. She used to think that love should ache, that every kiss should bend and break, that if she bled and still stayed near, it meant the feeling was sincere. But midnight taught her otherwise, with patient hands and moonlit eyes. A heart is not a debt to pay, and love is not a place to stay. When all the rooms begin to close, when every promise turns to ghost, the soul becomes its own soft flame and whispers gently, say your name. Luminous silence, hold me above the pain. I have been lost in shadows, but I am not their name. Luminous silence, carry my heart through blue. I will not disappear for what I gave to you. Let the trumpet fade, ooh, let the saxophone weep. I have made peace with the darkness, but it does not get to keep me. Ooh, let the old love go. Ooh, let the night confess I was not born for begging. I was born for tenderness. In the blue hotel of 3:30, she faced the ghost she used to be, a girl who waited pale and still for someone else to choose her will. She touched her chest and softly cried, forgive the heart that stayed and tried. She only wanted to be seen inside a love that felt like dream. Then silence opened like a door. She did not need him anymore. No final kiss, no cruel goodbye, just one long breath beneath the sky. And in that breath the world grew wide, the frozen moon moved from inside. She found a light no hands could take, a dawn no broken love could break. Luminous silence, hold me above the pain. I have been lost in shadows, but I am not their name. Luminous silence, carry my heart through blue. I will not disappear for what I gave to you. Luminous silence, soft above the rain. I bless the scar that taught me how to come home again. Luminous silence, high and clear and true. I am not the wound you left, I am the light that made it through. She left the room before the sun. No battle lost, no battle won, just footsteps fading slow and bright, a siren walking out of night. She found a letter in an old black coat with a tear-stained line that he never wrote. The rain kept tapping on the window glass, like every ghost from a broken past. She lit a candle by the kitchen sink, watched the flame move slow while the whole room sank in the blue of night, in the quiet pain. She learned some love does not come back again, but she did not curse his name. She did not lose her soul. She only closed her eyes and let the river roll. There is mercy in the dark when the world falls apart, when a heart has been betrayed but still refuses hate. There is mercy in the dark, like a small and hidden spark. She forgave what left a scar and remembered who she was. He was a shadow with a beautiful face, a silver tongue and a cold embrace. He promised stars, then he sold her rain, left her dancing with an empty frame. But pain can teach what love never said, how to rise from a lonely bed, how to hold your own hand through the night, how to become your own soft light. So she did not chase the blame, she did not beg him home. She only breathed his memory out and let the silence know. There is mercy in the dark when the world falls apart, when a heart has been betrayed but still refuses hate. There is mercy in the dark, like a small and hidden spark. She forgave what left a scar and remembered who she was. Ooh, she was not ruined. Ooh, she was not lost. She paid for loving deeply, but she would not become the cause. Ooh, she kept her kindness. Ooh, she kept her flame. Some women walk through fire and never turn the same. In a smoky bar where the piano cries, she saw his face on the other side. He looked older, he looked afraid, like all his lies had finally stayed. He said, I'm sorry for the way I ran, for breaking what I did not understand. She smiled softly, but she did not fall. Some doors can close without a wall. She said, I hope you find your peace, I hope your nights are kind, but I am not the home you left. I am the life I had to find. There is mercy in the dark when the world falls apart, when a heart has been betrayed but still refuses hate. There is mercy in the dark, like a small and hidden spark. She forgave what left a scar and remembered who she was. There is mercy in the dark, there is grace after goodbye. There is beauty in a woman who no longer asks why. She walked out into the morning rain, not healed enough to forget the pain, but free enough to let it pass, like smoke fading through the glass. She came alive with the streetlights fade, with a quiet fire and a slow parade. The bass guitar moved beneath her skin, like a secret pulling her back in. The piano leaning on a minor chord, soft as rain on a locked up door. The saxophone drifted far and thin, like a memory asking to begin. She had a heart full of unsaid things, broken prayers and folded wings. But in her eyes beneath the smoke, there was a woman who finally woke. She did not come to be adored, she did not need him anymore. She came to feel the night, confess that leaving can be tenderness. There's a bassline under her skin, warm and low where hope begins. She let the old love disappear and found herself still breathing here. There's a bassline under her skin, soft as sin but clean within. She lost the dream she tried to save, but gained the soul she almost gave. He used to call her late at night, when the city wore its lonely light. His voice was honey, thin and sweet, a little poison in the heat. She used to answer every time, like pain could turn itself divine. Like if she loved him hard enough, he might become the man she loved. But half a heart is not a home, and borrowed warmth still leaves you cold. A kiss can glow and still be wrong, a flame can burn and not belong. So she stopped dancing in his dark, stopped feeding blood to a hungry spark, and every step away from him became a hymn beneath her skin. There's a bassline under her skin, warm and low where hope begins. She let the old love disappear and found herself still breathing here. There's a bassline under her skin, soft as sin but clean within. She lost the dream she tried to save, but gained the soul she almost gave. Let the saxophone sigh through the smoke of what has been. Let the piano cry for the girl who stayed with him. She is not bitter, she is not cold. She is just a woman learning what she should not hold. In a mirror full of midnight blue, she saw the truth come into view. Not cruel, not sharp, not dressed in blame, just a quiet voice that spoke her name. You are not hard to choose, you were not born to lose. You were only asking love from hands that never knew. Then the bass moved soft and deep, like a promise under sleep. And all the silence in the room turned into space for her to bloom. No last embrace, no final plea, no begging him to finally see. She only breathed and turned away and let the shadows have their day. There's a bassline under her skin, warm and low where hope begins. She let the old love disappear and found herself still breathing here. There's a bassline under her skin, soft as sin but clean within. She lost the dream she tried to save, but gained the soul she almost gave. There's a bassline when dawn came pale on the avenue, the sax still whispered through the blue. She walked alone but not unseen, a midnight heart becoming clean. The city open, soft and wide, with all her ghosts still by her side. But none of them could pull her in, not with that bassline under her skin. She sat alone where the blue lamps burn, with a heart too wise to still return. The saxophone moved through the air like someone's hands that once were there. The piano touched a smoky key, soft as a wound, deep as the sea. And in the hush between each sound, she felt her old dreams falling down. She did not cry, she did not blame, she only whispered her own name, as if the woman she had lost was coming home at any cost. He was a kiss in a dangerous light, a warm mistake on a lonely night. He made her feel like she could fly, then taught her how a soul can die. Midnight velvet prayer, carry me through the rain. I have loved what could not love me, I have survived the pain. Midnight velvet prayer, hold me soft and slow. I am not the girl he wounded, I am the one he'll never know. The bass was low like a secret breath, moving close to the edge of death. The brushes swept the silence clean, like footsteps through a fading dream. She used to call his absence fate, used to dress her hurt as faith, used to think if she stayed kind, he might learn to change his mind. But love should never make you small, should never make you beg at all, should never leave you cold and bare, then ask you why you need more care. So she laid the old hope down like a torn lace evening gown, and let the darkness see her face, without the mask, without the grace. Midnight velvet prayer, carry me through the rain. I have loved what could not love me, I have survived the pain. Midnight velvet prayer, hold me soft and slow. I am not the girl he wounded, I am the one he'll never know. Ooh, let the saxophone rise like smoke above my skin. Ooh, let the piano cry for the places I have been. Ooh, I forgive the wanting. Ooh, I forgive the fall. I was not weak for loving, I was human after all. In the mirror, dim and white, she saw the girl she kept inside, the one who smiled through every tear, the one who disappeared each year. She She touched the glass and softly said, "You are not the life we fled. You are not the hands that lie. You are the soul that stayed alive." Then something gentle filled the room. Not quite sunlight, not quite moon, not quite warmth beneath the blue. A breath that said, "Begin anew." No final message, no last call, no shadow waiting in the hall. Just her own heart, slow and clear, beating louder than the fear. Midnight velvet prayer, carry me through the rain. I have loved what could not love me. I have survived the pain. Midnight velvet prayer, hold me soft and slow. I am not the girl he wounded. I am the one he'll never know. Midnight velvet prayer, let the old ghosts fade. I will not become the sorrow of the choices that he made. Midnight velvet prayer, let the dark be kind. I have found a sacred doorway in the ruins of my mind. When morning came in silver threads, she rose from all her haunted beds. No longer waiting to be saved, no longer sleeping in his grave. She walked outside with quiet eyes, the rain still falling from the skies. But every drop against her face felt like mercy, felt like grace. She walks where the midnight windows glow, with a quiet heart moving soft and slow. The city hums like a distant sea, and every shadow makes room for me. A bassline breathes beneath the floor, like someone waiting behind the door. The piano falls in a minor shade, while the saxophone drifts through the rain. She wears the dark like a velvet coat, keeps old love letters in her throat. Not to remember, not to regret, just to forgive what she cannot forget. He was a dream with a dangerous face, a warm little lie in a lonely place. He gave her fire, then gave her cold, and called it love when he took control. Slow drifting blue, carry me far from him. I have touched the dark, but I will not live within. Slow drifting blue, let the night to wait for his return, used to call the hurt and learn, used to turn each wound to grace, just to keep a fate in place. But love should never make you plead, should never ask your soul to bleed, should never leave you cold and small, then say you wanted too much after all. So she let the old ghost go through the streets where blue lights flow, and with each breath she took that night, she brought herself back into sight. Slow drifting blue, carry me far from him. I have touched the dark, but I will not live within. Slow drifting blue, let the night move through. I am not the heart he broke, I am the light that grew. Ooh, let the saxophone fade like a memory in the rain. Ooh, let the basslines sway through the echo of my name. Ooh, I am still tender, ooh, I am still warm. I was not made for cages, I was made to leave the storm. In a backstreet bar at 2:30, she saw the past in a glass of blue. His voice returned from somewhere near, soft as smoke but no longer clear. He said he never meant to leave, he said he still knew how to grieve, but she had heard that song before and did not need the ending anymore. She smiled like moonlight on a blade, beautiful, calm, no longer afraid. Some love arrives to teach the pain, some love must never come again. And the piano opened wide like a door inside the night, and every note beneath her skin said, this is where you begin. Slow drifting blue, carry me far from him. I have touched the dark, but I will not live within. Slow drifting blue, let the night move through. I am not the heart he broke, I am the light that grew. Slow drifting blue, with the bass beneath my feet. I can leave without revenge, I can make the silence sweet. Slow drifting blue, through the smoke and silver rain. I have lost a broken love, but I have found myself again. When dawn came pale across the glass, she let the final shadow pass. No goodbye burning on her tongue, no old song waiting to be sung. She walked away where the streetlights died, with the whole night breathing at her side, and all the sorrow she once knew became a slow drift into blue. She came in quiet when the rain turned cold, with a tired heart and a story untold. Her eyes held storms she refused to name, but still they burned with a trembling flame. The piano sighed like it understood how a broken soul can still look good. She wore her scars like a velvet dress, not asking for more, not settling for less. She said, I have danced with the dark before, I have lost myself on a stranger's floor, but every wound that tried to make me small became a window after all. Ashes learn to glow when the night is deep, even shadows have a light to keep. Ashes learn to glow under midnight skies. Sometimes what survives the fire is the part that learns to rise. Is the part that learns to rise. She used to love like a sacrifice, gave away her worth, paid every price, chased empty hands through the city haze. Called it devotion, called it fate, but loneliness taught her how to breathe, how to let the wrong ones leave. Now she walks slow, but she walks her own, a queen of silence on a borrowed throne. She said, I have kissed the edge of pain, I have washed my face in bitter rain, but I won't beg for a love that burns. I am the lesson I had to learn. Ashes learn to glow when the night is deep. Even shattered hearts have a light to keep. Ashes learn to glow under midnight skies. Sometimes what survives the fire is the part that learns to rise. Where is the part that learns to rise? Ooh, don't pity me, I was never weak. I was just a river, learning how to speak. Ooh, don't rescue me, I know where I've been. Every scar upon my body is a door I'm walking in a smoky room where the saxophone cried. She raised her glass to the tears she dried. No more ghosts sleeping in her bed, no more roses painted red. She said love should feel like open air, not a prison made of care. And if I walk this road alone, at least this heart is finally home. Ashes learn to glow when the night is deep. Even shattered hearts have a light to keep. Ashes learn to glow under midnight skies. Sometimes what survives the fire is the part that learns to rise. As a part that learns to rise. Ashes learn to glow soft beneath the rain. She is not the girl who vanished, she is what remains. Ashes learn to glow when the cold winds blow, and the woman in the mirror is the only love she knows. She left at dawn with her head held high. No perfect ending, no sweet goodbye, just one last smile through the fading smoke. A broken heart but never broke. She wore a silver veil of rain over eyes that had memorized pain. The room was dark, the candles thin, like little ghosts refusing to give in. A piano breathed one wounded note, a trumpet sighed through velvet smoke, and somewhere far behind the blue, a saxophone was crying too. She did not come to be desired, she came to bury what had expired. A love that fed on a softer flame and left her carrying all the blame. but in the stillness, cold and white, she felt the door unlock inside. Not loud, not bright, not wild, not grand, just her own soul taking her hand. Silver veil falling from her face. She is not the sorrow, she is not the place. Silver veil drifting through the night. She has kissed the darkness, but she belongs to light. He used to call her heaven sent, then took her warmth like unpaid rent. He loved her best when she was small, when she would answer every call. She gave him mercy, gave him years, gave him silence, gave him tears. But love that only knows how to take will teach a gentle heart to wake. Now she no longer counts the cost of all the pieces she had lost. She does not search the empty air for hands that were never really there. She lets the old dream fade away like smoke at the edge of day, and every breath beneath her skin says, darling, begin again. Silver veil falling from her face. She is not the sorrow, she is not the place. Silver veil drifting through the night. She has kissed the darkness, but she belongs to light. Trumpet weep for the girl who stayed too long. Ooh, let the sax fall deep for the heart that called it love. Ooh, let the piano know every scar she had to hide. She was never truly broken, she was only trapped inside. In the mirror, pale and still, she saw the girl who bent her will, who mistook the ache for fate, who thought leaving meant too late. She whispered softly, I forgive the frightened ways we tried to live. I forgive the nights we cried for someone sleeping at our side. Then silence opened like the sea, wide enough to set her free. No promise came, no lover called, but she was not alone at all. For the first time in her bones, she felt her body become her home, and every shadow in the room bowed down softly to her bloom. Silver veil falling from her face. She is not the sorrow, she is not the place. Silver veil drifting through the night. She has kissed the darkness, but she belongs to light. Silver veil soft above the rain. She will not return to the hands that taught her pain. Silver veil high and cold and clear. She is not disappearing. She she's finally here. When morning touched the window glass, she let the final shadow pass. No revenge beneath her breath, no more dancing close to death. She walked out slow with open eyes, a quiet queen beneath gray skies. And all the nights she once survived became the proof she was alive. She kept a glass rose by the window light, clear as a tear in the mouth of night. Every petal held a little pain, every thorn remembered his name. The room was breathing soft and slow, with piano smoke and a saxophone glow. She touched the stem with trembling grace, like touching time, like touching fate. He once called her his only star, then left her wishing from afar. A velvet promise, cold and thin, a sweet beginning with a poison in. But she no longer waits by the door, no longer sleeps on a hurting floor. She learned that love should not require a woman burning in her own desire. Glass rose in the rain, still beautiful, still standing, even when the night is cold, even when the world is demanding. Glass rose in the rain, softly shining through the blue. She was broken by love, but not destroyed by what she knew. She used to mistake pain for death, held her breath till nothing was left, smiled through silence, called it peace, while losing pieces no one could see. The city hung beneath the moon like a wounded heart in an empty room, and every cab light passing by looked like a dream learning to die. But somewhere under all that hate, something holy began to wake. A quiet voice beneath her skin said, "Girl, come home to yourself again." So she took her sorrow by the hand, walked it through the midnight land, and found beneath the shame and dust a softer kind of self-trust. Glass rose in the rain, still beautiful, still standing, even when the night is cold, even when the world is demanding. Glass rose in the rain, softly shining through the blue. She was broken by love, but not destroyed by what she knew. Ooh, let the old dreams fall, let them fade into the street. Ooh, not every love is a place where souls shouldn't meet. Ooh, let the dark confess what the daylight never knew. She did not lose herself, she only outgrew you. In the corner of a smoky bar, she saw him watching from afar. Same old eyes, same borrowed charm, same cold heaven in his arms. He said her name like a prayer too late, like regret had learned to wait. But she just smiled and turned She did not hate him, did not cry, did not need one last goodbye. She only left his shadow there, with the smoke and the empty chair. And for the first time in her chest, the silence did not feel like death. It felt like space, it felt like sky, it felt like learning how to fly. Glass rose in the rain, still beautiful, still standing, even when the night is cold, even when the world is demanding. Glass rose in the rain, softly shining through the blue. She was broken by a love, but not destroyed by what she knew. Glass rose in the rain, with a heart made clear and bright. She carries every scar she owns, like diamonds in the night. When dawn arrived in silver streams, she walked away from borrowed dreams. No longer his, no longer stained, a glass rose shining in the rain. She came in late with the rain on her dress, a little bit wounded, but nevertheless. The room turned quiet when she passed through, like every shadow was waiting to. The saxophone whispered against the wall, slow like a lover afraid to fall. The piano answered in minor gold, soft as a secret too heavy to hold. She had a smile that could hide the ache, a heart that bent but refused to break. And in her eyes, beneath the blue, was every goodbye she had made it through. She did not want another flame that only knew how to burn her name. She wanted love that could let her breathe, not hands that held just to make her bleed. Warm smoke, cold moon, she learned to leave, not a moment too soon. Warm smoke, soft rain, she found herself at the end of pain. Warm smoke, cold moon, she learned to leave, not a moment too soon. Warm smoke, soft rain, she found herself at the end of pain. He used to call when the night was deep, when loneliness would not let him sleep, and she would answer, soft and tired, still mistaken need for fire. He gave her kisses with empty hands, made broken promises sound like plans, and every morning he disappeared, leaving silence where she once felt near. But time can turn a wound to sight, teach a blind heart how to read the night. And every tear she tried to hide became a river, changing tide. Now she no longer bends her soul to keep a half-love feeling whole. She lets the old dream fade from view and makes a life from something true. Warm smoke, cold moon, she learned to leave, not a moment too soon. Warm smoke, soft rain, she found herself at the end of pain. Warm smoke, not lonely, she is learning to be free. Some nights are not empty, they are room enough to breathe. In a corner booth beneath blue light, she saw his face across the night. Same old charm, same tired eyes, same beautiful mouth full of beautiful lies. He said he missed the way she stayed, the way she loved, the way she prayed. But she had heard that song before and did not need the hurt anymore. She smiled like smoke, then looked away. Some love is only meant to teach, some names are only passing rain. Some hands were never meant to reach. The bass moved low beneath her skin, like something quiet waking in. And all the years she thought were gone returned as strength before the dawn. Warm smoke, cold moon, she learned to leave, not a moment too soon. Warm smoke, soft rain, she found herself at the end of pain. Warm smoke, slow bloom, she is not a ghost in someone else's room. Warm smoke, new flame, she walks away and keeps her name. One morning brushed the window glass, she let the final shadow pass. No tears to beg, no words to prove, no heavy chain left there to move. She stepped outside, the street was wide, the moon was fading, still by her side. In the quiet afterglow, she finally knew what love should do. She keeps her sorrow in a velvet bag, with old love letters and a silver tag. A name she never says out loud, a ghost still breathing in the crowd. She wears red lipstick like a battle scar, walks alone beneath a dying star. No one knows the war she won before the city met the sun. She used to wait for someone's call, used to bend so she would not fall. But every silence made her see the only hand she needed was her own to be free. She is the woman after midnight, standing where the shadows break. She is the whisper in the low light, learning what a heart can take. She is the flame beneath the cold rain, soft but never torn apart. She is the woman after midnight, with a storm inside her heart. The saxophone cries through an empty room, like a rose still blooming in a tomb. She smiles at memories passing by, then lets them fade without asking why. She loved a man with a borrowed soul, warm in his arms but his touch was cold. He promised heaven, left her smoke, but she survived each word he broke. Now she does not chase the disappearing, does not beg the moon to stay. She has made a home inside her breathing and watched the pain dissolve away. She is the woman after midnight, standing where the shadows break. She is the whisper in the low light, learning what a heart can take. She is the flame beneath the cold rain, soft but never torn apart. She is the woman after midnight, with a storm inside her heart. Ooh, she knows the dark, but she does not belong to it. Ooh, she holds the spark and she keeps walking through it. In the mirror, she sees every year, every goodbye, every hidden tear. But there is beauty in the lines of a soul that chose to rise. She says love is not a cage to keep, not a wound you learn to need. If it costs the light inside your eyes, then it's not love, it is disguise. She is the woman after midnight, standing where the shadows break. She is the whisper in the low light, learning what a heart can take. She is the flame beneath the cold rain, soft but never torn apart. She is the woman after midnight, with the storm inside her heart. She is the woman after midnight, no longer begging to be seen. She is the queen of all her silence, walking out of what has been. And when the morning finds her face, she will not run, she will not hide. She will wear the dawn like grace, with the whole night still inside. Violet frost on the mirror, blue light on the floor. I was only a whisper, but you wanted more. The piano barely opens, one chord in the cold. Your shadow moves so slowly like a secret getting old. The room is full of distance, the candle has no flame. You stand there like a memory, still learning how to ache. I don't need to touch you, I don't need to try. I can pull your heart closer with the silence in my eyes. Move slow, let the darkness breathe. Stay close but never ask of me. I am pale but I am deep, the ghostly song inside your sleep. Come into the violet frost, where the lonely lights stay still. I'll sing so soft above you till your sorrow bends to will. Cold as moonlight, smooth as wine, I'll leave my echo in your mind. Come into the violet frost, where the night forgets to end. I'm the ghost you almost loved but never touched again. Dusty drums are barely moving like a pulse behind the wall. Faints the bass breeze beneath us, then dissolves before it falls. The saxophone is drifting far away in smoky blue, like an old dream still confessing all the things it couldn't do. You look at me like hunger, but you speak like you might break. Some desire lives in silence, some hearts only wake too late. Don't run, don't run, let the cold light rise. Don't hide from your own blue eyes. I am sweet but never warm, I am the calm inside the stream. Come into the violet frost, frost, where the lonely lights stay still. I'll sing so soft above you till your sorrow bends to will. Cold as moonlight, smooth as wine, I'll leave my echo in your mind. Cold as mine, as smooth as wine, I'll leave my echo in your mind. Coming to the violet frost, where the night forgets to end. I'm the ghost you almost loved but never touched again. Violet frost on the mirror, no warmth in the glass. When the room goes silent, you'll still feel me pass. Pale light in the hallway, no one says a word. I was only passing, but you're lonely hurt. The hotel keeps its secrets under velvet floors. Every room is breathing behind half-open doors. Peter piano shivers like frost across the keys. Your reflection looks so tired in the dark between the sheets. You don't need to tell me why your hands are cold. Some wounds don't need a story, some ghosts don't need a soul. Stay low, let the silence rise, move slow. Don't disturb the night, I am near, but never warm. I am the calm before the storm. Meet me in the pale hotel, where the midnight doesn't end. I'll be the voice beneath your skin. Not a lover, not a friend. Soft as smoke, cold as rain. I'll leave my shadow in your name. Meet me in the pale hotel, where the lonely lights turn blue. I'm the ghost you almost held when the dark came through. Dusty drums are barely moving like a pulse behind the wall. Faints a bass breeze below us and disappears before it falls. A saxophone is drifting through the elevator haze, like a stranger's old confession from a life you couldn't save. You reach for something human, but I fade before your eyes. I can make you feel remembered, then become the night. Don't ask where the morning goes, don't touch what the moonlight knows. I am sweet, but never still. I am the dream against your will. Meet me in the pale hotel, where the midnight doesn't end. I'll be the voice beneath your skin. Not a lover, not a friend. Soft as smoke, cold as rain. I'll leave my shadow in your name. Meet me in the pale hotel, where the lonely lights turn blue. I'm the ghost you almost held when the dark came through. No roses, no flame, just my voice and your name. Leave your longing by the door. You won't need your heart anymore. Cold lamps flicker, thin smoke lingers. Your breath slows down between my fingers. Low and fading, blue walls bending. My your footsteps disappear. Though when the room goes quiet, you'll still know I was here. Blue midnight spilling down a boulevard, rain like diamonds on abandoned cars. Every traffic light hums low and weak, like tired lovers too afraid to speak. Your long black coat drifts through the smoke, soft as sins nobody ever wrote. There's a piano leaking through the walls, like ghosts dancing in empty halls. The trumpet sighs from somewhere far, underneath the fluorescent stars. And your pale voice enters slow, like holy water over snow. You sit beside the hotel flame, half forgetting your own name. Silver rings against the glass, watching another lifetime pass. And your eyes carry oceans after storms, cold and endless, beautifully worn. Nor are angels in slow motion, floating through the blue decay. Two broken hearts inside the static, trying not to fade away. Touch me like the distant saxophone, crying through the haze, like the final spark of heaven, lost inside the maze. Dust hangs softly in the room, like roses learning how to bloom. Tape his breathing underneath every silence, every dream. Outside the subway moans below, a wounded machine moving slow, while moonlight drips from fire escapes onto half-forgotten mistakes. Your whisper barely cuts the dark, still it lands inside my heart, like fragile glass beneath the rain, like pleasure stitched with pain. And every note your high voice holds turns the neon into gold, long and trembling through the air, like a prayer nobody hears. As I keep falling every time your shadows move, like smoke dissolving into midnight blue. Noir angels in slow motion, floating through the blue decay. Two broken hearts inside the static, trying not to fade away. Touch me like the distant saxophone, crying through the haze, like the final spark of heaven, lost inside the maze. No daylight left to save us now, only rain beneath the clouds, only empty jazz cafes and lonely dreams that never stayed. But your voice rises through the silence, soft and pale and crystalline. Long notes drifting through the darkness, like halos over crime disappears beneath us, every street becoming smoke, while your breath remains beside me, warm enough to hold the cold. Noir are angels in slow motion, while the night turns silver gray, while every trumpet drowns in reverb and slowly floats away. Hold me like the last confession no heaven could replace. Two luminous souls inside the noir, vanishing without a trace. Headed trumpet, blue reflection, rainwater glowing on your skin, your voice fading through the silence like a dream. The night kept hidden, the night kept hidden. I speak too softly for the night notice, but it listens anyway in fragments. The room is full of quiet heat, like something we don't repeat. Your name dissolves in cigarette light, but never leaves my side at night. Smoky sax and gentle lines rewriting all my fragile signs, and I move through slow regret, like a thought I can't forget. Muted chords beneath my skin, open doors I keep locked in, and every breath I try to hide becomes your echo deep inside. If I speak your name too clear, it turns to smoke, it disappears. So I keep it low, keep it slow, where only shadows seem to know. There is a slow fire in my voice that burns without a sound or choice. It calls you back without a name and turns your absence into flame. Hold me where the dark is warm, where silence learns to take a form. I am not lost, I am not free, I am the way you stay in me. turns white. I'll hold one note above you till you lose the fight. Cold like heaven, soft like sin. I'll be the echo, pulling you in. Follow the snowblind siren through the darkened glass. I'm the voice you'll remember when the morning cannot last. Snow on a black window, no warmth, no goodbye. Eve before the daylight, but I'll still be in your mind. You're not here, but you are. Frozen echoes line the walls. Every silence gently calls your outline in fading light. A quiet fracture in the night. Piano drifts then disappears like it's dissolving into years. Each note a memory undone before it ever has begun. Trumpet sighs in distant waves like something lost it couldn't save. I trace the space you used to fill, but somehow feel you still. You don't answer, but I hear you in the spaces left behind. Every absence feels like presence in the corners of my mind. Where your absence glows, I remain, caught between the loss and pain. You're not here, but you still stay. In every breath I can't explain. Hold me in this hollow light, where wrong feels soft and wrong feels right. Even if you're gone from view, I'm still inside of you. Sub-bass pulses fade to dust like a fragile kind of trust. Your voice trembles in the dark, leaving only just a spark. Sax and silence intertwine, blurring edges, space and time. I close my eyes to keep you near, but you dissolve and reappear. Every moment feels suspended, like it's drifting out of place. Still I linger in the silence, searching for your trace. Where your absence glows, I remain, caught between the loss and pain. You're not here, but you still stay. In every breath I can't explain. Hold me in this hollow light, where wrong feels soft and wrong feels right. Even if you're gone from view, I'm still inside. Don't let it go. Blue smoke on your lips. Every word slowly drips like a secret wrapped in flame, calling softly out my name. Piano shadows move in time with the rhythm of your mind. I don't chase, I just stay where you slowly drift away. Feel it rise in your chest like a truth you suppressed. Every breath pulls you near to the things you never hear. I'm the fire in your veins, soft and steady like the rain. Every touch leaves a trace you can't hide, you can't replace. Say my name slow and low, let it blend with the smoke. I'm the echo in your trips, blue smoke on your lips. Saxophone bends the night like a line drawn in light. Every phrase wraps you tight in a slow velvet flight. You don't move, you just sway, let the moment drift away. Every doubt disappears when you let me draw you near. Don't resist, don't retreat, let the silence feel complete. Every pulse you deny comes alive when I'm close. I'm the fire in your veins, soft and steady like the rain. Every touch leaves a trace you can't hide, you can't replace. Hold me close, let it flow through the parts you don't show. I'm the echo you can't miss, blue smoke on your lips. Stay right here, feel it clear. No escape when I'm near, blue fades slow. Still, you know. Blue fades slow. Still, you know. There's a hush inside the room tonight, a silver stain of borrowed light. The window wears the rain like lace, and smoke moves slow across my face. And at the end, I'm thin and low, like a truth I'll never show. Tramp sighing down the hall, soft as snow about to fall. across the dark and satin hues, like a wound that never heals. My voice rises pale and far, a cold white line, a lonely star. Don't turn on the morning, don't let the spell break. Some hearts only open when the whole world aches. I'm a glass veil over midnight, floating through your dim blue light, soft enough to make you stay, cold enough to fade away. I'm the shimmer on your sorrow, the promise of no tomorrow. You hear my name, then lose the thread, like a dream that leaves your bed. Dusty drums like distant feet, barely touching off the beat. Sub bass moving faint and slow, like blood beneath the winter snow. Sax and trumpet blur together, worn out gold and dying feather. Every note hangs in the air, like your hands were almost there. I sing long lines in Neverland, like slipping silk through open hands. A little late, a little grace, a little frost left on your face. I was made for shadow, for rooms that never sleep, for love that tastes like danger and cuts you soft and deep. I'm a glass veil over midnight, floating through your dim blue light, soft enough to make you stay, cold enough to fade away. I'm a shimmer on your sorrow, the promise of no tomorrow. You hear my name, then lose the thread, like a dream that leaves your bed. Maybe I was born in the pause, between desire and lost applause, between the match and dying flame, between your mouth and saying my name. I don't break, I just grow thin, like perfume fading from the skin, like film grain burned around the edge, like one last step without a ledge. So if you feel me in the dark as a breath, a bruise, a spark, that's all I am and all I do, a haunted glow passing through you. I'm a glass veil over midnight, a frozen kiss in warlight, high above your restless chest. I sing your loneliness to rest. I'm the shimmer on your sorrow, a borrowed moon, no tomorrow. You hear me once I linger still, like winter leaning on the sill. Play reverb in the empty room, tape, haze, velvet, pale perfume. The city blurs, the night grows wide, and I become what stays inside. ivory smoke on black water, moonlight breaking where it caught her. A pale reflection, soft and strange, like a heart too cold to change. The curtains breathe with the midnight air. Trumpet ghosts are fading somewhere. Baby piano, distant, bruised, playing chords the sound used. My high heels whisper on the floor, like I've passed this way before. A silhouette in silver rain, a tender shape of hidden pain. Don't ask me where I vanish, don't ask me where I go. Some women live in shadows, some women only glow. I'm ivory smoke on black water, your sweetest ache, your hidden daughter of the dark, of the blue, of the things that undo you. I'm the light above your sorrow, the kiss that never makes tomorrow. You hear me rise, then drift from view, like a spell that passes through. Dusty drums fall slow and spare, barely even touching air. Sub-bass moving faint below, like a pulse under the snow. Saxophone and trumpet sighs, if the room itself could cry. Every note a silver thread, pulled through all we never said. You look at me like I might stay, like night could somehow choose the day. But I was built from colder art, a velvet knife, a glass-made heart. I was never mourning, never safe or warm. I was made for stillness, for beauty before the storm. I'm ivory smoke on black water, your sweetest steak, your hidden daughter of the dark, of the blue, of the things that undo you. I'm the light above your sorrow, the kiss that never makes tomorrow. You hear me rise, then drift from view, like a spell that passes through. There's a stain of gold upon the bar, a dying lamp, a passing car. The city hums beneath the frost, a map of all the things we lost. And when I hold a note that long, it isn't only grief or song, it's every room I left in flame, every man who learned my name. So let me linger in your mind as something cruel, as something kind. A little heaven, little sin, a white glove ghost beneath your skin. Ooh, I'm ivory smoke on black water, a pale wound, a silent altar, high above that stays. Night that stays. System error in my heart. You were coded from the start. Now I drift in algorithm rain, learning how to feel again. I move through city like a glitch, soft pulse in a velvet stitch. Your voice encoded in my skin, a signal I can't keep in. Jazz drums ticking like a clock in a room that has no lock, and I follow every trace of you like a system I can't undo. Smoky sax and distant lines, rewriting on my state of mind, and I am both machine and flame, calling out your silent name. Midnight siren protocol, I break whenever you call, falling through your gravity. You are the error inside of me. Hold me in electric slow, don't let my human side go. I'm lost in you tonight, half machine, half candlelight. Every memory reboots in corrupted velvet loops, and I taste your last goodbye like a code I can't deny. Rain falls like encrypted tears, mapping out my deepest fears, and I dance in empty streets where your absence still repeats. So you real or just design? Did I lose you